Good evening, folks. Welcome back to another Wednesday night hobby hangout. Slightly different set of circumstances tonight. So I've been this week, I'm sure you're seeing kind of bits of photographs or little bits of video and stuff I did earlier. I've been kind of pulling all of the camera equipment and my computer and stuff into here, testing all the connections, double checking all the cables and stuff. And I got to a point this morning where I thought, I can either unconnect it all and drag it all back upstairs into the house and get ready and do some painting tonight, or I can leave it where it is, do a little bit more work, make sure it looks okay for the live stream tonight, and do something different. And so what I thought I'd do is, I thought we'd build a bit of this stuff tonight. So this is the uncertain scenery. You can see the instructions there. This is their 28mm faraway skirmish T-junction. They've also set another set as well, so if we crack on fast tonight and build this one, I'll show you the other one as well, but the plan is to kind of at least get this one done on the stream tonight. I did a little bit this so far. This bit here is all let me just pull a piece out. It's all just dry fitted. I tried some the other day. I think it was before Monday's live stream. I had a little bit of time, so I clipped some bits out, and I just thought I'd kind of see how it was. So this can all come apart and get glued tonight. But before we do that, let's have a little look in the chat and see how we've gone. Please let me know as the chat goes on, as the stream goes on tonight. Let me know if all the images and everything seems okay, if there's any issues with quality, if there's any sound issues. Tonight's a bit of a test as well. So yeah, just a bit of a try. So let's have a look in the chat and see who we've got. And if you see me looking this way, that's because the screen is just to my right hand side, so it means I can still face the microphone and speak properly, but you might get the side of my head now and again. So Scott Latham was in nice and early at 12:16 at lunchtime, so hello mate. Marcus the Super Pumpkin Man was in early as well. Blizzards was early. Connor was early. Peter Nicholas, good evening to you mate. Hello Peter Cooman. Lord Maiden, hello to you as well. Ortega, hello in the rerun mate. I sound like a broken record when I say that. Blizzards, hello to you as well. Mark writes in as well. Nice to see you, Mark. Frederick Schultz said he's still working on his Fangong army for Middle Earth. He's managed to get 2 out of print metal Ents for a decent price. Yeah, I think the old ones fetch quite a pretty penny, don't they? He said one of the Ents was in terrible condition, but he does lots of conversion, so it doesn't matter. Nice one. Craig Burks, nice to see you in, mate. For those that don't know, Craig is the gentleman that runs Uncertain Scenery, owns Uncertain Scenery, and he sent me some of these kits over so I could have a look at them, bit of a review. The plan was I intended to, and still intend to, do a proper kind of review video and a nice kind of sort of video showing this stuff off. So this one's a bit of a test. I've got 3 other kits to build, so it's not like I won't have sort of kits to do, but yeah, that's the plan. So thank you very much, Craig, and nice to see you popping in the chat, mate, again. Scotty Longworth, hello, mate. How you doing? He says, hope everyone's well. He's currently building Romans and Gauls for SPQR, so no painting for him tonight. Nothing wrong with a bit of building, mate. Dave Mackay, hello to you, sir. Hello, Christian. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're coping all right with work. Nigel Cox, hello, Nigel. Nigel also is kind of, I don't know how to phrase it, really kind of like assistant Craig, I think is probably the right word. And it was Nigel that got in touch with me originally. So yeah, hello Nigel. Gareth Lewis, good evening to you, sir. Tasty Brain Drain, good evening to you. Jeff Higdon says, happy Wednesday all. Hello, fella. Busey's in as well, nice to see you. Stu Hayes, nice to see you in, mate. James Bray, good evening, sir. Christian saying, don't forget to hit the like button. Sure, we can push them likes up tonight. Where are we here? John Estel said he's good evening. He's just painting some goblins. Good evening, John. Bobby Clark said he's mostly been highlighting red today for too many hours. I saw your pictures on Instagram, mate. You are a man with many hours of patience in your body. Frederick Schultz says new studio. Yes. So this is going to be the gaming studio. So it's almost finished. It's as a kind of construction and with cables and electrics and everything else. It's completely finished. The next stage now, it's things like sort of I've got cameras on tripods, I've got lights on tripods. The idea is I've bought brackets to be able to mount them to the ceiling and to the walls so that there's nothing to trip over, no cables and no kind of like tripod legs to trip over. So that's the next stage, getting all of those things mounted. But to give you a little bit of a kind of a flavour, so we've got this camera over my shoulder, and this one will allow us to kind of see what I'm building. That camera, when I'm doing kind of gameplay footage, will be adjusted to see kind of my opponent and see the table. We've then got what I called the roving reporter cam. So I've got a little webcam here, which is great for doing the webcams from a bit of a distance. They're not great, but up close the quality is pretty decent. So it means what I can do is I can pick it up and we can move it around. I can show you some of the close-up stuff, bits and pieces, and then when it comes to gameplay footage, just put that back. When it comes to doing gameplay footage, when we're doing battle reports and stuff, that one will be a dice cam. So the idea is I'm going to kind of mount that over a green screen dice tray, so all of the dice rolls will be on screen when you see them as well. We've then got the overhead camera as well. Hello, overhead camera. And this one will obviously show the battlefield when we're doing that. But I thought it was nice to set it up for today as well. You can see all of the stuff I'm working on, along with my cutter as well. So there is that. I also have, which I haven't got connected at the moment, there's another camera that will look across the table at me while I'm playing, and then there'll be another camera as well which looks down the table, kind of to see the whole kind of play area plus me and the opponent at the same time. So it's taken quite a few quid of Patreon money, so thank you very much to all the Patreons, those that sort of that support me on a monthly basis, those that have sort of donated into the live streams as well, those that have bought merchandise, plugging the let's get back to the main screen, plugging the hoodies, those that have bought merchandise and t-shirts, and those have bought through my affiliate link in Goblin Gaming. All of that money that you've been kind of sort of supporting me with, I've been saving it up and saving it up and saving it up, and that's what's allowed me to kind of go to BlackJack Legacy 2.0 really and go to this next stage. Really fortunate I've got a nice kind of space here. Double garage at home. I've done a lot of building work to kind of convert it over. So yeah, so that's the plan. This is the new studio, and we're giving it a trial run tonight and see how it goes. Fast Panda Gaming, good evening, Legends. Hello to you, mate. Yoakum says good evening. Well, he's painting his Curse City tonight. I'm going to start with one of the minis. Good morning, VJ. Daniel Kennedy says making a start on his Basilean fleet for Armada. The stream is looking good. Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. What I have done is I've turned, we used to run at like kind of 60 frames per second, which kind of had like a nice kind of smooth image and stuff. I kind of realized it doesn't really make much difference. So I've knocked it down to 30 frames per second. So it should be a little bit easier on your hardware as well if you're streaming it to your phones and laptops on Wi-Fi and stuff. And it just takes a little bit of pressure off the PC when it's kind of trying to run 5 cameras at once. So yes, looks like it's going okay at the moment. Where else are we up to here? Let's have a look. James Bracing breaking the back of these skellies tonight. Nice one, mate. Nigel says it's coming through 5x5 so far. Nice one. Morning, VJ. James is saying Frederick's saying stream quality is really good so far. Those are all the things that I like to hear. VJ says no set dressing in the new studio yet. To be honest, mate, it's only about 10 minutes ago I moved this table behind me and put the light behind me just to kind of help. So originally I hadn't really thought about streaming from the studio. I was always going to stream from upstairs and keep moving cameras up and down and backwards and forwards and stuff. But I must admit, like kind of pulling it together just to get something going today, it's kind of got the old cogs turning, and I think I can probably sort of make it multi-purpose, I think. So I think with a little bit of dressing behind me today and maybe something on the other wall for when we're playing gameplay and stuff, I still need to get some bits of furniture and stuff, and it's pretty bare at the moment. So yeah, eventually we will do. Tony says live from the BlackJack studios, lighting looks good. I've invested in some new lighting as well, so there's nice lights above the table, as you can see how white my hands go when I do that. There's light above there which gives nice kind of bright light onto the table for gameplay and stuff like that. And I've got 3 other lights dotted around as well. So it's yeah, it's all coming together. Once I've got all the brackets and stuff to arrive today, because I didn't want to buy the brackets until I knew where all the cameras needed to be mounted and stuff. So the brackets all arrived today. I've got one camera, this one behind me, this one here is all mounted and stuff now. So that one's done. But I've got lights to mount to the ceiling, and I've got another camera to mount over there and stuff. So once I get to the next stage, then I'll do a little update video and show you where I'm up to. Tasty Brain Drain says, when I first saw Uncertain Scenery build earlier, I thought that it meant that Andy was going to be building scenery, but he wasn't sure what he was building. No, I am certain that I'm building Uncertain Scenery. Nigel says, Craig's bother. That's a good way to put it, mate. Chris says, is that chipboard rather than plasterboard in the background? It's actually called OSB board. I think it's called something structure board or something like that. One, it's great for fixing things too because it's made of wood. Two, it means I can take it down because I've got cables and stuff ran around the back of here. I wanted something that I didn't want to kind of get it like all sort of plasterboarded and skimmed if I had to sort of go behind it to get cables and change things and update stuff. And also I just kind of like the texture, to be honest. It gives a little bit of, you might be able to just kind of see it behind me there, just gives a little bit of texture to it. So yeah, it's called, I forget what the O stands for, but it's sort of yeah, it's like kind of like loads of little bits of wood kind of pressed together. It's what they use outside of buildings, you know, when they're boarding up buildings and stuff like that, or if a window breaks and they put a board up. It's just for that. So yeah, that's what it is, mate. Bruce Patnood, nice to see you, fella. Pusey said I didn't hit the like, but I smashed it. ER910, greetings to you, mate. Frantic said he's painting some Titanic as robots tonight. A nice one. Fiji says, get his backside out of bed. Are you still in bed, mate? Am I sitting here giving you my dulcet tones while you're lying in your pit? Nigel says, nice close-up focus on that webcam. It's pretty good, mate. I'm quite impressed with how good they are when they're nice and close. Like I say, that they're not great from a distance, but as long as you've got decent light and you get up nice and close, they're pretty good. And especially just having it on a little tripod means I can move it around. So as we're going tonight, and I want to show bits of details off it, it's a great way to do that. Well, let's have a look. Where are we up to? Busey saying, I bet that MDF smells lovely. It's been open for a little while now, mate. So some of that smells kind of wearing off, or I'm just kind of used to it, but I do like the smell of it. I'm not sure if I want to work with it every day like Craig does, but yeah, I do like it when it comes in the packaging and you open it up and you get that kind of burst of smell. I do quite like that. Where else are we? Jill Munro, good evening, Jill. This new studio is looking shiny already. Loads more work to do. I've done the work on the bits that you can see. So, like I said before, building work's done and stuff, but like the set dressing and kind of all of that end of the garage is completely empty. So I need to get shelving there for all the storage and things. So yeah, there's still quite a bit to do. Vijay says green screen dice trays on back reps are the best. I've looked at a million different ways to do it, mate. I'll never keep everybody happy doing a back rep. There's always some people who prefers the kind of like the handheld shaky cam type thing, getting in close and stuff. I just find it restrictive and it's one more thing to worry about when I'm kind of actually playing games. I'd rather sort of concentrate on the actual game itself. And I just personally prefer that thing, like that kind of more fixed camera, but multiple angles and stuff. But yeah, but I do agree with the green screen dice trays. I do think that's a winner. Barry Kleiber, good evening or good afternoon, sir. Templar Knight says the Orc Slayer himself. VGC looks like a great space. Yeah, I'm really fortunate. A lot of the time was me kind of clearing everything out and sort of tidying it up and blocking up little bits of holes and insulating stuff and running new cables in and so kind of trying to think ahead of where cables needed to be so I could kind of do that work before the walls went up and stuff. Yeah, it's taken some time, mate. Barry says, time for a Bears helmet. I think I wasn't going to move the Rams helmet, but it might make an appearance. I might even treat myself to the new colours helmet. Stu, nice to see you in, mate. Oriented Strand Board, that's the fella. I couldn't remember what it's called. Tony says, I had a customer on Sunday recommending your channel. He said you'd shown him there was more to gaming than GW. I thought that was really positive. Do you know what it is, mate? I cannot tell you how nice it is to hear things like that. Not just the fact that there's other games to GW and stuff, but just the fact that somebody felt kind of like, inspired might be a strong word, but they felt kind of that they could go out there and look at other stuff because of something that maybe I've shown them. So yeah, I'm really proud of that, mate. Thank you. Nigel says, Oriented Strand Board, that's the one. Bobby says, if you have no need for the filming equipment you've upgraded, I know someone to take it off your hand. I still use everything, mate. I've upgraded in terms of buying more kit. So the camera that you can see now, I started off, actually, if I remember right, I started off with this camera. This is actually a GoPro camera, but they have a really nice wide angle lens, and as long as you can put plenty of light into them, they'll give you a pretty decent picture. So I started with a GoPro camera. Then I upgraded to a camcorder many years ago. Then I upgraded to the camera that you can see now. It's got a new lens and stuff like that, but that one. Then I bought a second camera exactly the same, and I've just bought a third camera exactly the same. The idea being if I buy 3 of the same camera with the same lenses, I should be able to theoretically get all of the color balance set up, because what I found was using different brands of cameras, I was really struggling to get them all to kind of to look the same, because every camera is a little bit different. So yeah, I haven't really got rid of anything. I've just I've kind of spent money on more things. So I've like for example, the lights I used are the lights above me. I usually use those kind of at the sides. Now they're on the ceiling, and I've bought more lights. So yeah, I've never really wasted anything, if you like. I've just kind of sort of added to it as I've got kind of more confident, and I know I'm not wasting money. I'm always hesitant about spending money on kit that turns out not to be very good or not usable. So I tend to wait until the last minute until I'm absolutely certain that's what I need, and that's kind of where I got to. Let's have a look. Chris Dawes says, thumbs up for Carpentry Hangout. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Andrew says, just like a true LA fan, hiding his fandom in shame. I'm not hiding anything, mate, that's for sure. Fast Banner says, you need a Raiders helmet. Not for me, mate. Bruce says, if you were a Cowboys fan, I'd send you a proper football. Rams all day, mate. Fiji says, do you have any sound baffling in there? It sounds a little more reverby than usual. No, I don't have any in at the minute, mate. That's the next stage. I don't want to put any in until I've got all of the like soft furnishing type stuff in, shelves, sort of cardboard boxes and all that. I don't want to spend any money on any kind of sound treatment until then. So it's a little bit echoey in my ears, but when I did some test recordings today, it wasn't too bad. I've also got obviously like a big flat screen TV here at a bit of an angle, and it's probably bouncing around a little bit, but yeah, it was good enough for tonight. That's what I thought, mate. Where are we up to here? Jimmy Morosco, good evening, GB. Good afternoon, Jamie, I should say, from Texas. Nigel says, yeah, to be honest, that's why I contacted you on Crazy. We have a good mix of being passionate about gaming without being loud and obnoxious or smug and geeky. You exude quiet confidence, mate. Thank you very much, mate. That is very kind of you. I'm never going to be famous from this. I'm never going to be rich from this. I just absolutely love doing it. And if other people enjoy it, then so be it. But if they don't, I'll keep doing it anyway. I'll just have to get another job, that's all. Jez Hunt, hello to you. Hello, Throat Sore. VG saying he's having multiple the same camera for making sure your footage looks consistent is so helpful as an editor. 100%, mate, yeah. Mortis saying he's finishing the last of 3 of his Vargeist. And he's Busey saying the sound is still good, though. Yes, right. Let's get on. Let's get some hobby done. So, yes, let me move my cup out of the way there, so I'm not getting in the way. So what we're going to do is, so the instructions that come with this, I must admit, are pretty good. I wanted to have a quick look through these as I was before I kind of did anything on camera and stuff. But obviously this is what it'll look like. So the idea being, especially with this one, I think originally it was kind of built around, I don't know if it was designed for Dead Zone in mind, but can be used with any game really, to be fair. But it does have the 3x3 grids on it, which makes it perfect for Dead Zone if you're into that. 4 of these boards together will give you the 2-foot by 2-foot square that Dead Zone plays on. Obviously you can add to them as well, and they're great just even if you wanted to go down the edge of one board to kind of give you a little bit of a sort of different height of terrain and things as well. So these are the T-junction ones. I've got 2 of those. There's also, I think I got them on the floor here. Let me just bend over and pick it up. I've also got 2 of these ones as well, which is the straight sections. And like I say, if we run out of stuff to do tonight, we'll open that one up as well. So, and as you can see, there's bits of removable sections as well. But yeah, there's a good breakdown of all of the different bits that you get inside it. And then as you can see there is also instructions. These are printed instructions that came in the pack. I didn't print them off myself. They came in the pack sealed in there. So yeah, we're just gonna work through them and crack on. Let's see what we got here as well. Tony Howell, hello to you, mate. Tiberius is saying hiya chaps and chapettes. Jess is saying all sounds good. Yeah, I think it needs a bit of work, mate, but the room is kind of 90% empty at the minute, so I'm not going to do any sound dampening and stuff just yet. Tony says, don't you dare get a real job. I love what you do. Well, let's hope I can keep it up, mate. So far, so good. Peter says, any Drakari 40k players? I need advice. I'm not good. Tony Howell, thank you very much for the donation on the super chat, mate. Very, very much appreciated. That'll certainly go towards the pile. Try to get my savings back up again. Jamie says, where everywhere's. Jez says, every time I buy MDF scenery bits, there's no instructions, kind of like a mad jigsaw. Yeah, there's some of the kits I've seen online. I mean, I've seen a mixture of different kits. To be fair, I've seen the War Cradle kits. I quite like. I love the detail and stuff that comes on them. But their instructions are all digital format, so you do have to go searching for them. Some of the TT Combat ones, I've seen some better some better scenery from TT Combat recently. Tony in the chat there's been building some that looked really nice. I've got some of the older stuff, and honestly, it was a bit disappointing. It looked all right in the pictures online, but when I got it home, it was just like a wooden box with a cardboard roof. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I haven't bought any since, but I've heard that the newer stuff's a lot better. So we're using tonight. We're using Gorilla Wood Glue. I usually just use PVA glue, but when I was tidying the garage out, I found this in there in one of my drawers, and I thought that is perfect. We'll be cracking on and using that one tonight. Hello, Connor. Busey saying when a few bits of furniture in, it'll dampen it down. That's what I was thinking, mate. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the time I'm going to be facing that direction, off to my left, and then that's going to be all shelved with my terrain and all the armies and kind of like board games and boxed games and stuff like that on them. So that's going to kind of dampen that down quite a bit. And then obviously once I start to dress the set a little bit and put some, whether it be pictures up or whether it be kind of like any bits of art or even just like sort of bits of tables and things like that, that'll help as well. And then I can also put some dampening on the ceilings and things if I get that far. But yeah, I don't think it'll need too much if I'm honest. Fast Partner says I'm a fan of the new TT Combat stuff. Yeah, like I said, the stuff I've seen Tony doing looks way nicer than the stuff I have personally, but it's older stuff. So what I will say, folks, let me just flick over to this webcam here. We'll move this one around so you can see. Oops, try not to knock it over. So you can see in the corners here, just get that to focus. There's a letter A in the corner there. And you can also see on the board, there is a letter A2, or A as well, I should say. And then there's also some numbers as well and stuff. So the base board itself, like there's a number 8 there, and you can see down the side. So actually, even without the instructions, it's pretty good kind of telling you what goes where. However, the instructions do tell you kind of fit and glue lettered walls onto the baseboard. So yeah, it's pretty good. And all I'm going to do is I've got some kitchen towel here just to kind of keep wiping the brush off and to wipe any excess. And I've got a pot of water as well just to kind of keep the brush from gunking up. Where else? Nigel saying you can always ignore the instructions. Wouldn't recommend it though. Yeah, I think we'll. So all I'm going to do, if you can see that there, I'm just going to dab a few kind of, oops, probably a bit much there, a little bit along the edge there, like that. And then I'm just going to take an old cheapy craft brush, and I'm just going to run it along the edge, get into the little joins there as well. And as I have done there, I'd also always recommend that you dry fit stuff. I mean, these clipped out pretty nicely, but not all kits do. So yeah, it's always worth a bit of a dry fit first of all. So slot A into slot B there. I'm going to pop them in. And then what I tend to do is, so where you can see it kind of just creeping out there a little bit, just run the dry brush around the edges just to wipe off any excess. And that helps to clear it up. Chris says the wood glue might not dry clear in case that makes a difference. It says it dries a natural colour, mate, so I'm assuming it dries kind of a wooded colour, but to be fair, it's going to get sprayed anyway. It's all going to get painted. So yeah, I'm not overly worried about that at the minute, but yeah, it's a good shout, mate, if it's important to folks. So yeah, B into B there as well. Where are we at here? Fast Panda says shelves of terrain and models sorted our sound out. I mean, at the minute, it is essentially it's like a breeze block wall and kind of hard wood. There is a carpet down and a nice thick underlayer, which I knew would be first of all just more comfy for me, and also would help with some of the sound issues. But yeah, like I say, I didn't think I'd be able to stream from here tonight. I assumed that it would be way too echoey, but a decent mic and amplifier type thing, and just having having a few bits and pieces in has been enough for us to make a go of it tonight. Fortunately, it all seems to be working so far. Getting over that first sort of little hurdle of getting the stream up and running is always the first bit, and then you can start to fine tune stuff after that. So right, so we're going to start putting these slots in now as well. So slot 7. Peter Kuhlman, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Much appreciated. Nigel saying it can be a bit yellowish. High resin content is how they get the good strength. Yeah, I think I'll take strength at the minute over colour, especially with getting it sprayed as well. So I should just add it as well. Let me put this in first, and I will show you. So what's quite interesting about this kit is it's not just MDF. There is some kind of, you can put lighting behind some of the sections if you want to. And let me find a piece. I've put all the pieces in. So let me get the camera in here, and I will show you this section here. So as you can see here, actually let me put that there, it's a bit further back. You can see these little cutouts here. These Perspex pieces come as well, and there, he says try not to get glue on the end of it. They slot into there. They are a good fit. I'm just being all fingers and thumbs at the moment. There we go. And then you get a nice glow coming through the back of those as well. But I'm obviously leaving them out because I'm going to be painting it and stuff. But yeah, just so that you know, there's some nice options with this kit. Let me just have a little look here. Tony saying Gorilla's perfect for MDF to MDF. Yeah, it's like I say, mate, I normally just use PVA sort of craft glue type stuff, but I thought I'd give this a go. So if it doesn't work on live on the stream, it's probably because the glue's been hanging around forever. It's nothing to do with the scenery, that's for sure. Peter saying I always lose, but I prefer at least to have a sensible looking force. Yeah, I must admit, me 40k. Well, I'll start again. 40k is not my strong point. And neither is making good lists. Neither of those things is where my skills lie, mate. If you want to roll some dice and have a giggle, I might be able to advise on that. But yeah, making lists that can possibly win is definitely not something that you'll see much of on the channel. In fact, when it comes to doing the gameplay videos, you'll probably see me losing more often than not. But yeah, it's all about having a bit of fun, isn't it? Right, so this one is number 1. Now these sections as well, let me just show you. These sections here can also, you can cut these ones out. And what it means is you can actually play like in the sort of in the back of the terrain as well. I'm going to leave them closed up on this one. I might take them out for the other one so I can show you the sort of the difference. But just for the purposes of kind of keeping it nice and simple tonight, I'm just going to leave them in on this one. So, but the applicator on this is pretty good actually. It means I'm not splurging glue everywhere. So that's not too bad. Tiberius says, my front bedroom is hard floors and painted plastered brick walls and a rug down on some bookshelves. He deadened the echo completely. To be honest, mate, it was amazing the difference it made just getting the carpet down. Obviously, this is it's a double garage. There's breeze block walls on sort of 3 sides of it, and obviously there was two sort of doors at the front of the garage. One of the doors is completely blocked in and kind of insulated and stuff. But because it's the only access we have to get from the back of the house to the front of the house, I couldn't block both doors up, which is ideally what I would have liked to have done, and make it a completely kind of sort of like sealed off room from that respect, except for the doors behind me, the other side of this wall. So yeah, I couldn't do that, but the beauty of it, it's getting ahead of yourself now. I need to make sure I don't jump too far ahead. There we go. But it just means that I've got access to get things in and out. It was great for getting the carpet fitted and stuff. There was no awkward sort of entries and getting materials in and out. The idea is that basically I'll make sure that door is really secure and can't be opened from the outside, and that we open it intentionally ourselves from the inside. So if any tow rags try and get in, which to be fair, it's pretty quiet around here, but it means it's more secure. It's all alarmed and everything else, and obviously my bedroom is right above it, so and there's also cameras in here as well, so I've got a camera on so I can see if anybody comes in, which sends me an alert to my phone and stuff. So I've kind of like gone a little bit overboard and thought about security and everything else as well, but you can't be too careful. Andrew says, is there a smell to it? There's a bit of a mild smell, mate. I mean, obviously when I first opened it, when it first arrived, there was a little bit of a smell came out of it, but it's not too bad, mate. I know some people say that they get really strong smells from it, and I don't know if there's different types of MDF that give off different smells, or if it's the way lasers cut them, if there's different types of lasers or anything like that. But yeah, certainly the ones I've had have not been too bad, or maybe it's just me. I kind of don't find them too bad. Busey says never ignore instructions, even if they're not good ones. I don't know what it is, but winds me up when people just chuck them on the floor and carry on. There's a very kind of what's it called again? There is a where's the piece I'm looking for? Number 6. There it is. You can tell a lot about people, about how they build kits, whether they actually go through the instructions bit by bit, or whether they just they like a bit of trial and error and a bit of chaos. You can do like personality tests of that kind of stuff, which I think is quite interesting. Right, let's slot this pod down. Let me know if this is okay on camera as well, folks. I do appreciate I might sometimes kind of put my arm across, but I'll try and keep it on camera as much as I can. Ghost Winters, good evening, mate. Said he had to venture to IKEA again twice in 1 week. Need some Kallax. To be honest, mate, I'm thinking about getting some Kallax myself for along that long wall, just because they're a bit nicer looking than the kind of like the garage type, what they call it, a garage type shelf that I've got. So behind this wall, so this wall that you can see behind me, I sort of fitted this wall, and in fact I might be able to show you a little sneaky peek. You might have saw it on the thing of the day. So that wall, well, there you go. So that's what the other end of the garage looks like. It's completely empty at the minute. You can see there, that sliding door, I fitted that sliding door, and I built that wall all the way along there behind me. So on the other side of that wall is like kind of our heating boiler, our washing machine and tumble dryer, and then a load of storage at the back here as well. And this is the storage stuff that basically, once I'd sorted through the garage of all the stuff we had piled up in here, some of it went to the tip, some of it is in a shed outside in the garden, and then some of it's kind of like the stuff that's sort of a little, you don't want to kind of be out in a dirty shed type thing, is stored in here and things. So I can't remember where I was going with the story now. So yes, that was it, the shelves. So I was thinking about getting some slightly nicer shelves. Now this is more of a room really. Right, number 4 and number 5, they go down there. Let's have a look. Let me scroll down a bit. Oh, there's loads of chat. Sometimes it looks like there's no chat. That's why I was just kind of rabbiting a bit. Andy says, hello hobby hooligans, how's it going? We've had an evening green laning in the Peak District. Very nice, mate. Nice to get out and about. Now you'll see what Busey said. Yeah, I think that was about the sound, wasn't it? Thank you. Yeah, like I say, this is more of an impromptu test stream, really, and a perfect opportunity to do something a little bit different. Hopefully, like the sound of the music and all that kind of stuff, there should be kind of like a faint kind of audio in the background, just so that if I actually do shut up for 5 minutes when I'm looking at instructions and stuff, you at least see that it's not dead silence. Peter said, I just wanted to try the smiley face. Well, thank you, mate, for paying for the opportunity to see a smiley face. Thank you very, very much. It's hugely appreciated. I'll just slide that one down. That's that one. Next one, we need to slot these two pieces together. Is it I don't think there's not a number to each of these ones, so we'll just slot those ones in. In fact, what I think I'll do, I'll put a little bit of glue on the inside of this one. Tybee says, that's me sold on buying them with lights. Yeah, I think I might put some tea lights inside them, mate, just to kind of like set it away a little bit. Marcus is saying he's got an idea for his next kit bash, a 50s sci-fi pin-up girl at a GW Parts. I tell you what, mate, that's going to take some doing. I look forward to seeing it, though, that's for sure. Tony's also saying if you use the GW texture tool to apply PVA to prove you want a GW better inventions. I'll tell you what, mate, some of their hobby tools, it like sort of look a little bit when you first see them. They're like, why on earth would you want one of those? And then when you actually use one, it's like, all right, actually there is a bit of thought gone into them. Peter says, would you be so kind as to give the spec of your mic as I'm upgrading for Zoom? I will tell you what it is, mate, but I will how can I put this? I will tell you that it's expensive, mate. I decided my last mic and audio started going a little bit funny, and I thought, like, let's be honest, it's my full-time job now. I'm gonna sort of upgrade properly rather than doing it on the cheap. But this is a Rode NT1 mic, and then I've got a Behringer amplifier, mate, that obviously converts that sound from the microphone so that the computer can use it. So yeah, it does get a little bit expensive, mate, for that kind of stuff. But if you're wanting a really sort of a good quality mic, I think Elgato do one now called a Wave 3, which is pretty decent. I think it's a USB mic, so it just plugs straight in. You don't need any extra equipment. And I must admit, I was looking at that as well, and they're not as expensive as this one, although still not cheap, unfortunately. I did put glue on there, didn't I? Yes. Does that go right up against the back? Yes, it does. We'll put a bit of glue down the back of this one. Fast Panda, saying that you know how fast I am. Bobby Clark says, have you measured out a nice corner paint table area for when I move in as your personal painter? I tell you what, mate, you're welcome to come and be my personal painter anytime you want. What I originally planned to do, just talking about painting areas, was I planned to keep the painting inside the house. However, the reason if I do it inside the house, which obviously I think I'd like to do, the problem is going to be I'm going to need two PCs for streaming, one to be left in here and one to go upstairs. Now I do have an old one that I might possibly be able to repurpose, but we'll have to see about that one. Yeah, Mark's the same. When you see my kit bashes, you do a great job, mate. I'm sure you'll do a smashing one. I just, in my head, because I don't really do kit bashes, in my head I'm thinking, that sounds really complicated. Tony says, is it wrong I'm geeking out over terrain building? Do you know what it is, mate? There's something about it. It's just like building kind of like, sort of like nice big bulky kits. Right, so we're up to that part. That's all the bits I've cut out. So I'm just going to move that to one side while I cut out the next bit. So what it's telling me to do now here, as you can see, is to cut out, sorry, let me just move this out the way. Actually, I'll wash the brush, get the excess glue off it while we're talking here. Glue out the 4 outer walls. So this gives me an opportunity to show you, if I can find the bits of the kit that I need. Of course, I've put that on top of it. Right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for these bits here. So let me get this camera down and we can give you a bit of a better view of it, and I can show you just how these come out. Let me bend that forward a bit. So as these MDF kits always do, they come with a few little tabs to hold them in. Now what I've been quite impressed with so far is that these are not held in by lots of tabs. Some kits I've used have sort of tabs all over the place, almost perforated, and they're a bit of a nightmare to get out. Where these ones, so as you can see, let me make sure I get this on camera, because that would be a bonus. You can see here, that's it. You can see there's a little tab in there, and then all the way along the other end, there's a little tab there, and the same at the bottom as well. So all you've got to do is take a sharp knife and just kind of just break through it. You might have to do it from both sides. Sometimes you can just get it from one side. But yeah, I think it's a good balance of, there you heard it kind of pop through. It's a good balance of, oh, that's a different part, that one. It's a good balance of just holding it in place while it gets shipped to you and while it's being manufactured, and not having too many bits so that it is difficult to cut out. So just flip, if you're having any problems with them, we'll just flip it over. Let me just show you on that one there. Which way? That way. And then just come in with the knife, and just, there you go. You can hear them just pop out there. So yeah, these are coming out lovely and clean. And once they come out, we've got a few more to do. So you end up with these little tabs on the top where you've cut them out. You can use a little bit of sandpaper. All I do is I just run the knife along the top and just smooth it out as well. I mean, it obviously looks like quite proud on the camera, but I promise you it's pretty smooth there. It's just where I've cut it off. So again, the same here as well. And then just tidy up those bottom parts as well. Put that one to one side. I'll do the other couple as well. Let's have a look in the chat. Let me just. Phil Campbell, good evening to you, mate. VG says getting geeky is what we do. Getting geeky with it. Yes, we do like to get our geek on, especially on a Wednesday night. Tony saying the kit looks really nice, by the way. Yeah, I'm super impressed, mate. When Nigel contacted me about it, I've seen these kits online. I don't think I've ever really seen any painted up and sort of completely finished, if you like. But that might be just me not looking very well. But I've seen the kits online, and I must admit they've always impressed me. But it's one of those things, until you have them in your hand and you actually see them, it's sometimes difficult just to know just how good they are. But so far, I mean, I haven't finished the kit yet. We might run into some problems. I'm sure we won't. But yeah, it's really nice quality. There's different thicknesses of MDF for different parts of the kit. So the bits that need to be a bit thicker or a bit thicker, and the bits that are more decorative or maybe a little bit thinner. So yeah, it's just, you can see. Let me make sure I don't snap that part. You can see there's a lot of thought and sort of design gone at the kits. I should also stress as well, on certain scenery, don't just do kind of sci-fi kits. They do some. I noticed when I was looking on the website as well, they do some really nice fantasy stuff, like windmill type stuff and things. I'm sure there's like a castle as well. I might have completely imagined that, but I'm pretty sure there is. So yeah, it's worth checking it out. So actually, where's my business card thing here? So it is uncertainscenery.com. Like I needed a business card to read the website. But yeah, do check them out. If you do buy anything, once you've had a look, if you're impressed with it, just let them know that kind of this is where you saw the stuff. It helps Craig know that sort of getting involved with a bit of marketing does work and stuff like that, and also helps me just sort of kind of people are more inclined to kind of send stuff over for me to review if they think there's people actually sort of watching and purchasing it as well. So it helps everybody out, and it's always nice to know where you saw it. So that's those three parts for the three side bits. Just need to clean this up. Let me just scroll down a little bit on the chat. Lord Maiden saying he's finished putting the show toppers onto his resin bases for his Malifaux painting contest. Yeah, I'm going to announce that tomorrow, mate. Jez says Ford Birders. I tell you what, mate, you can't be too careful. I mean, I don't live in an area where there's sort of any real kind of issues with that. But I must admit, when it's your livelihood, and also, I mean, the fact that I am kind of putting it out there. I'm almost telling people what's inside if people know where I live. So yeah, you've got to make sure it's like a fortress, mate, haven't you? Right, we've also got this part. Is this the right one? Yes, I think it is. have a little look at the instructions. That looks like it's the right one. And it says these are removable wall sections. Let me just... So on this piece here, there's removable wall sections to allow access to the interior. Do I want to take these ones out? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave these ones in on this kit, and I'm gonna take them out, I think, on the other kit, so I can compare and contrast really and see what the different ones are like. Just give us a little clean up here. Peter says having a door you can seal will be a luxury. Stops people coming in when you're filming. Yeah, I mean, nobody can get in from the outside, from the front of the garage, because the garage is locked from the inside, so nobody can kind of come in there anywhere. And then the back door, I locked it behind me basically, and then it means that when I'm filming and stuff like that, I don't get disturbed. The only thing is, with it being kind of a garage door, you obviously hear if next door's car pulls up or something like that, you might hear it a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Right, so this part goes along this back wall here. I think we'll start with this one because it looks the most sort of structurally significant. And you'll see that when it does go on, it goes slightly proud of the bottom. Oops. So there is a part I've noticed in the instructions. The next bit, you put like a little circle in the middle just to support the center of it as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a bit of glue along this back edge. Let's have a little look down here. Andrew says, what's the May painting event? Malifaux. Yes, it is, mate. It's going to be a Malifaux May painting challenge. So it's going to be dead simple. It's not about who's the best painter, like my challenges never are. It's just about completing one. If you are one of the Patreons and you're not painting Malifaux or anything like that, there'll be a slightly separate challenge for you. But for everybody else, that's what the May challenge will be. And we will have a giveaway for this one. I think I actually did set up a giveaway for the last one and thought that I hadn't. So I must sort out. I've still got everybody's Dreadball teams. So I will do a draw for that as well and send out a mug to the winner of... I see a winner. It's just a kind of like a random draw. So it's almost like you'll win the mug, but it's not. It's just for completing the challenge basically. So... but yeah, we'll get all the details. Need 10 pairs of hands. We'll get all the details for the May challenge up tomorrow. So that'll be good. Here's where I show myself up on camera. I kind of build a kit. Let me just flip that over. It might be easier if I do it that way. That's it. Just needed a little bit of brute force. That's it. Craig just breathed a sigh of relief there when everybody's thinking, oh, it doesn't fit. It doesn't. Yeah, it does fit. It's just my my sausage fingers. So, and then we do the side bits as well. So these bits come. I have put that on the right side of that. These bits will come down here. So we'll do the same again. We'll spin it around, put some glue on, and then stand it on its end. Let's have a little look in the chat. Michael Cowan, nice to see you, mate. Krabby, good evening. How are you doing? VJ says, people moan about 3D printer resin smell too. They both have a little smell, but nothing as bad as Bloke's locker room. Yeah, as somebody that spent a bit of time around sport, I can attest to the smell of a gents locker room is definitely worse than any MDF or resin smells. Right. This is the bit where I go quiet now, where I start concentrating. When I'm trying to work it out. Have I put glue in the right place? I think all looks well. I'm not sure about that bit though. Have I put glue in the right place there? We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out. It can always wipe off if I haven't. So that bit, let's pop that there. And pop it into place. That's it. Yeah, there's definitely a bit there where I put glue in the wrong place. So let's just wipe that off so it doesn't get sticky. And wipe it off there. That's it. Nothing that can't be fixed, is it? Nothing that can't be fixed. We'll just run a bit of wipe the glue on the inside there as well. A little bit just splodged out the side here, so we'll clean that one off as well. James Arm, good evening, mate. It says streaming from your fancy new gaming studio. Fancy it will be eventually, mate. It's cobbled together at the minute. There's cables all over the place. Yes, well, this morning when I walked in here to come and do a bit more work on it, I think I said in the Patreon chat it looked like some kind of trap from Saw. Like obviously I had cables hanging all over the place and things on tripods and things clamped to stuff just when I was making sure everything worked. Yesterday before I kind of started fitting things permanently. So yeah, it was a little bit like a Saw trap. But yeah, it's coming together, mate. Thank you very much. Tasty Brain Drain says it's looking good. It's coming together pretty quick, isn't it? I must admit, it's not a... All of the joints so far have been really, really clean fits. I'm sure, obviously, Craig knows that because he built it himself, but he designed it himself, I think. But yeah, there's a good quality to it. I've had some kits which are like a little bit fiddly to build because they're like, it's almost, sometimes it feels like the parts have been designed separately rather than to come together. But so far, so good with this. Looking pretty damn impressive. Let me just wipe that bit of glue off the bottom there. That's it. I'm trying. I've got like a velvet top on the table here, and I'm trying not to get wood glue all over the velvet top. That's where I've got this this desk cover thing on it for. Right, this is me just. That's it. A little bit of manhandling. There we go. Squeeze that into there. Starting to come together, folks. Let's have a little look in the chat here. Marcus says, question, should I start painting crypt horrors or get back to writing my Terrorgeist? Or wiring my Terrorgeist, not writing, sorry. It depends, mate. Do you fancy a bit of a break from one of them? Or do you want to crack on? Which are you more motivated to do? Well, I think I saw some cheeky comment there to Krabby. Where was that one? Well, I didn't have jump ahead. Let me. There it was. Peter says Andy spent the first 20 minutes putting down the carpet and installing the ceiling. Nice one. Tiberius is saying you can put Kallax on wheels. This whole table is made of Kallax, mate. It's 3 Kallax units with 3 desktops across the top of it. So yeah, and this is on wheels as well, so I can move it around. So yes, I had considered that, but I'm not really sure they need to be on wheels. But it's an option, isn't it? Craig's saying, Andy, you've put a piece in wrong. Have I really? Have I really? Doesn't look wrong on that. I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have according to the drawings, mate. Let's have a little look at this. Let me just double check them. No, I don't think so, mate. Not unless I've put that one in upside down. Let's keep cracking on then anyway. It looks okay. It looks okay versus the drawings. And I do trust you, bearing in mind that it's your kit. I'm sure you're right, but it appears to be going together at the minute. So a bit of glue in there. Have I put one of those in back to front? No, I haven't. Right. Let's have a look. Everyone's saying didn't read the instructions. Yeah, it looks like it looks right to me from what I'm seeing here. It might look wrong on camera, maybe, Craig, but it's certainly, I'm following the instructions while I mean, I am rabbiting away for a bit, but it certainly looks like it's right. Because that long piece was the only one I think is different from the other three, and it definitely, hang on. You are correct, mate, you are correct. You are correct, I have put a piece in wrong. I've put that piece in wrong, haven't I? I've put that piece along the front in wrong. No, it should. Hang on then, let's have a look. Let's see if it makes any difference. I think what I've done is, now I've noticed, so this piece here is in the wrong place. I think I've put it in, have I put it in upside down? I'll tell you what, let's just take it out before everything goes solid. We can recover this, not a problem. I think it was bloody, it might have been the first thing I did. Not a problem. Everything can be recovered. So we'll take this back piece off. I've just noticed that there, yeah, it's just, I think I've either put it in upside down or just the wrong way around. But luckily we can catch it before the wood glue goes off. That's it. And then we'll pull these bits out. Ooh, has the wood glue gone? It might have gone off. Does it make a difference? Let's have a look. Yeah, it might do. I think basically this one needs to spin round the other way, but then that B will be on that side. I think that's why this is what happens when you do this stuff building on screen. Let's have a look in the chat. Just keep, right, that one was in the right place. That's it, that one will come off. If I can get this one out, we're all, jobs are good. It was all going so well. That's it, so they can all come out. Come on. I think it was the first piece I put in as well. That's the that's why this one's bloody stuck. Here it's coming, we're all right. There we go. By the time he sees my chat, the glue will dry. So let's have a look. So that B part there. So according to the picture, it needs to go that way. I tell you why I did it. The B's on that end, and the B is on that end. So that was why I did that. So the B and the B went together. But let me just double check on the first picture. Yeah, I got it wrong, folks. I got it wrong. It needs to go that way around. Not to worry. We caught it. We caught it. Let's get it back in. It was looking good. That's it. And then let's just dress that up again. Try not to dangle bits of my hoodie. Just get a bit of cloth. So there you go. We got there. We pulled it back from the depths. I'm not sure what difference it would have made actually, but But yeah, I definitely did get it wrong. So thank you very much for having Craig on the builder. I should have just kept going. See what difference it made. This is what happens when you try and do 25 things at once. So, get back to the chat now. Scroll down a bit. Ghost Winter says, sorry, a bit delayed response, but yeah, Kallax is a great solution with all the different inserts. Yeah, the inserts, mate, are something new that I hadn't seen before. I didn't realise they did them these days. Dave says, hope Andy doesn't cut himself. Get a responsible adult to help. How far behind the chat am I? Oh, I'm like 20 minutes behind. There you go. This is why I'm way behind. And I know there was a chance that the glue was going to be dry before you told me, but we managed to rescue it. Right, let me catch up a little bit while I'm doing this. I've got a message there as well, haven't I? Yeah. Thank you, Nigel. Saying, Andy, you put a bit in the wrong way around. Thank you very much. I must sort of stress, folks, by the way, that when you're building this kit, you don't get personalised messages telling you you've put bits in the wrong way around. So please be more careful than I was. But we managed to pull it back from the depths there. So I should scroll down a little bit, actually. Yeah, let's. Oh, I think James Brady. I'm going to scroll really down. Yeah. Oh, the stairs won't fit. That's why it won't fit. Thank you very much. The stairs will be on the other side, wouldn't they? Ah, of course. So yeah, a little bit of advice, folks. Don't try and do this whilst you're kind of trying to have a conversation with 70 people. However, if you do, make sure one of those 70 people has built this kit before and they can tell you that you're doing it wrong. So it's got its pros and cons. There is time in the past I would have become extra stressed with something like that. Today, these days, life's too short. So let me just tidy that up a little bit. I've just squeezed a bit of glue out there. That's it. And we'll start getting it back together. Yeah, the letters don't line up. Thank you, mate. Right. Craig says, yeah. Right, I've cut all the way. I've just skipped a load of the chat there, so I apologise, folks. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, personalised building assistant is charged by the minute. Is part D upside down? I think I was upside down, mate. Do you know what it is? I find painting on stream very, very quite relaxing. But I must admit, I've built models on stream in the past, and that was a bit more of a struggle, where I felt that I was kind of trying to concentrate on too many things at once. Right, I must have put a piece down somewhere, have I? There it is, piece 2. And we'll pop that one back in. Craig, thank you very much for rescuing me there, my friend. The stairs wouldn't have fit. I forgot there were stairs in it. There we go. Right. So now we can get back to the bits where we were. So we'll put that one to one side. We'll get the glue back into the back here. Lord Miss, there's no point getting stressed over it. You'll find an early grave. Oh, was it Nigel that said it? Whoever said it, thank you very much. Somebody saved me anyway. Yeah, I think it's... Do you know what it is, Ian? When you're saying about getting stressed, I tend not to get too stressed these days. But I must admit, when you're doing something live and people are watching, whether it's like a presentation at work or... you know, if you're doing a presentation and like... the projector goes off, or you're kind of, or you're doing a live stream and everybody's watching to see what you're doing. It can be quite like sort of you're there's just that moment of like instant panic of like, oh shit, what do I do? But yeah, if I'd screwed it up, do you know what I would have done? Would have started the other kit. But I managed to pull it back from the depths. So just that's it. I honestly think it might have been the first piece I put in. That's how bad it was. That's that one done. Spin it around and do this piece. I can't believe you caught it, mate, to be fair. Good eyes, that's what I'll say. We're having a right chuckle about it, that's all right. Do you know what it is? If it makes you smile, if it gives you something to laugh about, then I've done my job. I never said I was good, I just said it was entertaining at times. Nice one. I can't even blame the beer or the whiskey as well. I'm just drinking bloody coffee. So I can't even blame that. Right. Yeah, you're right, mate. Imagine getting all the way to fit in the stairs and then going, huh? Something tells me it might not have come apart at that point in time. But at least you could have used it as a video on how not to build your gaming terrain. Right, we'll just run them bits in. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let me have a quick drink. I put my hoodie on tonight because I wasn't sure how sort of cold it was going to be in here and stuff, because I haven't everything's not completely finished yet, and it was kind of a nice temperature until my head went scarlet. Well, whiskey for you later. You've nerved it. You've earned it. You're not wrong, mate. Jim said he thinking about getting some of the 20-foot shipping containers. I think 20 foot might be a bit long for a table, mate. I do know what you mean. Yes. You cannot beat a bit of shipping containers. They go in so many games, be it futuristic, bit of Walking Dead. They never really look out of place. Well, they might look out of place in a game of Frostgrave or something. I'm not sure whether the Wizards had shipping containers, but yeah, most games you can pretty much get away with using that. So it's a good sort of double use of terrain, to be fair. Andy Smith. Oh, sorry. VJ says, as a tech for 20 years, I've relished the moment the projector goes off. I can swing into action and save the day. I'll tell you what though. Like I've had the odd one on live streams where things have happened, you know, where something crashes or the stream goes down or the mic's not working, that kind of stuff. And I used to kind of get really like panicked about it, like when it happened, like sort of when you were live. But these days, yeah, less so. I just kind of used to it now. You kind of take it in your stride. There's only so many things it can be, and if you can't fix it quick, don't worry about it. Your stream's down. So yeah, it's you just have to kind of roll with the punches, as they say. So yes, any mistakes on this kit, folks, are certainly mine and not those of the creators. So I think we're at the right stage now. I'll just give it a bit of a clean up along the edges here. Tony Howell, thank you very much. It's my apologies making you the butt of the occasional joke. I'm all right with that, mate. Don't you worry about that. I'm quite happy to be the butt of the joke, mate. And this is a presentation at work in a bug roll factory. I hope it wasn't an instructional video. You'd be surprised how many presentations I had to give, mate. You'd be surprised. I was going to say I don't have to do it anymore, but I do it twice a week now with you lot. Not talking about bug rolls, I should add. Right. Now we can start to crack on. So, we'll flip that over. we should have a circular part. There it is. Let's go down to this one so you can show what we're doing here. So this is the little circle bit that basically just supports the base. I'm just going to trim, just cut that one out. Flip it over. There we go. Just clean it up. The old man saying, yeah, the nerves and the deer in the headlights, all too familiar. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Used to living without living with you. I'm not going anywhere, mate. Don't you stress about that. What else would I do? Yes, I have earned that whiskey. Thank you. Saying, take his out the drawer. I've got mine already. Will do, mate. Giving others a chance. You're a very, very kind gentleman. Right. And then what does it say? Basically, a splodge of glue, and we stick that in the centre. Flip the board, glue the 30mm circle in the centre of the base and stop the base flexing if there's any weight on it. Alright, so we'll pop that there, roughly somewhere in the centre. There we go. We'll flip it back. What's the next bit? Glue the wall claddings. Right, let's have a look. I think the wall claddings. Let's have a look and see which parts these are. I think it's these bits here. Yes, it is. So I can move them to one side because we've done them. I'll pop that over there while it's drying, and we'll flick it back to this one. We'll pop back to here. Tasty Brain Drain says maybe you can blame it on the lack of bacon. I think my body is pretty much constructed of bacon, mate. I don't think there's lack of bacon in my system. Is it? Let me make sure that we've got the right ones here. Glue on the wall cladding, making sure the engraved side points out from the wall. So this is obviously the engraved side, and there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there more on another board somewhere? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 1, 2, 3? Oh, let's just cut them out. We'll work it out later because it's not like they don't have to be cut out anyway. So there's one out. Nigel said Craig's already considering a change so that it's impossible to put that piece in the wrong way around. Do you know what it is? I bet it's kind of interesting, to be fair, to see somebody else building your kit, because there's stuff that you take for granted, I suppose, because you've designed it. What did I just drop there? Oh, it's just the top of my knife. I guess when you've designed it, and it's like when you do anything yourself, you think it's foolproof kind of thing, don't you? So I'm just proving that there are people out there who don't pay careful attention to the instructions, even though when they thought they have. There we go, that's those ones out. We'll put those ones back to one side. Is it those bits there? Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's them as well, is it? Let's cut them ones out. Fiji says the MDF kit is never built wrong. It's like a wizard Frodo. It's precisely as it's meant to be. Yeah. Unless in this case it wouldn't have gone together, because there's a bit in it where there's like ladders come through or stairs come through from the bottom to the top levels, and they wouldn't have lined up. So yeah, it would have been wrong this time. So Andy says more Walking Dead be good. I watched the old ones. We'll get some Walking Dead, mate. My brother-in-law Jason has been wanting to play some more Walking Dead, so I think we'll get that back to the table at some point soon. Right, so let's make sure we've got the right boards here. So there should be one that has a slot in the top. I bet I've put that on top of it, and that's why I can't see it. Is that right? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Is it on this board? No, I don't think it is. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So, I think the engraving goes to the outside. So that's that one that goes there. That's that one that goes there. And we've got that one that goes there. And then that one goes there. That one goes there. The little holes go at the bottom, which helps as well. Yeah, so we have got the right ones. So let's have them two, them two, them two. Right, now I know how it goes together. So we'll spin that one around. Now, I'm doing it in reverse now. So let's flip them over. So that one goes, do these just glue on the front? I think they do. They're just panels. Peter says, just add a pamphlet with a still from the live stream. Don't do what Andy does. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. Let me do that. Warwick says, the Frostgrave wizard that invented shipping containers was a man and woman ahead of their time. Yes. Yes, indeed. Quiet confidence you set about dismantling like a pro. Good rescue. Oh, what can I say, mate? What can I say? You just got to be quick. You've just got to be quick. As long as you don't snap anything, you can kind of recover most things. Tiberi says there's a Mosk shipping container in space in one episode of The Expanse. Tell you what, they get everywhere, don't they? Those Mosk shipping containers. Right, so that's the next one. So what you just got, they've both got that little thing, that little cut out there. I think that's right. Is that going to go there? Sorry, it goes. Let's come back to that one. Are they all the same? Let me just double check. No, they're not. You just got to double check that one. So some of these, folks, let me go to this camera here. So what I'm just double checking here is, actually let me do it properly so you've got a bit of a nicer background. Sorry if I'm making anybody a bit seasick there. So these look identical at first glance. However, the one on the left here has like a little kind of cut out in the corner, and this one's just square. And if you look, you can see how that one's got a little tab on the side. So you just have to make sure that you're getting the right ones for that. Which is handy because the big ones don't fit in the small holes. However, they would do the other way around. So that one does fit into there. So, where are we up to? Tiberius, yeah. So Louis Keith says, just to inject humour into the stream, I got a class action settlement check. Check amount £2.50, $2.50. I'll tell you what, mate, you must have really stuck it to them there. They'll not be coming back and fighting you again, will they? I bet you probably lost $2.49 in legal fees. And he says, butter the joke, more bog roll humour. More bog roll humour, should I say. You can't get rid of that. Nigel says, we call that part the Fat Boy Lean Circle. Yes, I like that name, the Fat Boy Lean Circle. Right, so this one, we know it's the right one because it's got the little cutout in the top here, which matches with the cutout here. So we can crack on with that one as well. There we go. And then in the last one, I'm assuming it's one of those with the little cutout in the corner, which then matches. Let me just show you, folks. We'll go back to this one. It's been handy having this little webcam tonight. So you can see how there's a little notch in the corner there. And there's a little notch. Whoops, let me move it to there. So you can see a little notch in the corner there. So that one fits perfectly into there. Or it will do when you get some glue on it. That's one side done. Flip that around and do the other side now. This one should, in theory, be a little bit more straightforward because we've got less pieces to go in it. Let me have a little look here. Peter says, dumps coffee on table, throws bog roll in the middle. So you sell this new design absorbs 30% more. Do you know what it is, mate? I'm not even using the kitchen towel that I designed. How bad is that? That's that one. Which one goes next? Well, we know that one must go there because it's got the little cutout part. That one's got a little cutout part as well, and it'll go over that bit. And then that one goes there. Perfect. We're cooking on gas now, folks. John says I was concentrating on painting and heard you were chatting about toilet paper. Then I heard twice a week. Too much information. Yes. The stories I could tell you, but never ever would. St. Louis says tap water for all. Yes. Nigel says it strengthens the bottom, so you need to lean on a board to reach a distant figure. It'll take it. Wowzers. So it's ready for the fat boy lean then, eh? Flying Mammal, just a quick hi. Good evening, Ruth. How the devil are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Nice to see you. Let me flip this one around a little bit so we can get that. And just get that into there. Let me scroll down the chat a bit. Catch up with a few. This is obviously off famous last words. You're not wrong, fella. You're not wrong at all. Craig says you were sent optional staircases with more detail. I was, mate. I think I've left them upstairs actually, but we'll get to those ones on the review and stuff. So maybe what I might do, or I can put them in the other kit. To be fair, I think there was one set of stairs, wasn't there? Tasty Brain Drain says one of my favourite sayings is nothing is foolproof for a sufficiently talented fool. Yes. Let's get that one round. And then we put the last panel on there. Well, so far so good. Dave says he's calling it a night. Thank you very much for coming in, mate. Catch you next time. VG says when the studio's all finished, I think you should have a christening stream. Get Lou and the boys on, champagne all round. I tell you what, mate, I'd be up for it. I'm just not so sure that they would be. Although they've all appeared on stream at one time or another, to be fair. Right, now it's the staircases. So, as Craig said, he did send me some other staircases. Or he did send me another staircase, I should say. But it's upstairs in my hobby room. So we'll build that one for the review and for one of the other boards. But I'll show some pictures tomorrow, I think. So I'm assuming that this is the cutout for the stairs. Let's have a look on the board. Yep, so we need these two pieces. Let me get... So these pieces here are the actual stair. Are they not they're called runners? I forget what they're called now. I'm sure they've got a name. If you're a carpenter or something, you'll know what they're called. And we'll just trim these bits out. So as you can see, folks, they're coming out nice and clean. Very little in the way of cleanup. No major issues. And then we've got these steps as well. So how many do I need? Because I've got a lot here. One. Oh, so we've got, I think it looks like we've got an option. So we've got the option of, let me get these on camera so you can see the different options. So this staircase, there's one that's kind of like checker plate, like tread. And then the other option Is that more kind of a grid type trick? So I think we'll go with the checker plate, I think. Christian says, pick up some of the new BlackJack merch. Oh, yeah, I'm really, thank you very much, mate. He's just doing that. Shilling my merch for me. Thank you very much, mate. Nigel says, the one with the 2 slots is for behind the stairs. Yes. I'm obviously a bit behind the chat now, aren't I? By about 10 minutes, I think. Throatso said, it's coming alive. It's alive. So we'll whip through these steps. There's a couple, we just need to give a little bit of pressure from the back. There we go. Oops. There we go. Oops, sorry about hitting the microphone there, folks. Hope it wasn't too noisy for you. Let's have a little look here. VJ's taking a little guy to see monster trucks. Nice one. Oh, can't wait until we can actually go and see places, mate. Go and see events and stuff. Hope he enjoys it, mate. He can barely contain his excitement. I've seen some stuff like that. I've never seen a monster truck show, I must admit, but I've seen stuff on TV and they do look fantastic. Yeah, I'm sure my little one will be bouncing about that kind of stuff. Peter says, so Nigel Craig is the fat boy leading all the kids. Or did you add it especially to Andy's? Peter Koeman. You can go off people, you know. Very funny, mate. I'll give you that one. It's standard issue. Standard issue for all fat boys. Tony says, with all the MDF kits and flat pack kits, instructions are all important. I hadn't noticed it was instructions, mate. I thought I would just go ahead and just screw it up on my own. Alright, we're just trimming these little back pieces off here. VG says, these Blitzball gobbos going together like a dream. Nice one. Nothing better when your kit just builds itself. Tony says, go north, drink the luck potion. I think I'm up to date now. I did have a look on. Do you know what it is? I had a little look at like a walkthrough thing just to kind of see how to get out the maze, and it didn't explain it particularly well about how to get out. However, I can tell from how much is left in the thing, we're not far away from the end of it. So, right, let me just. I'll put that. See what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a splodge of glue on the tissue here, and we'll try it this way. And just try banging them in. I bet Craig's watching this thing. My God, spend all this time designing this kit and he's just dabbing a bit of glue on the end and whacking them in. But it's going together like a dream, well, or it is when you pay attention to the instructions. A bit more glue on that one. Right. How are we doing? 66 people and 49 likes. I cannot believe it. Said in his best Victor Meldrew voice. I can't believe it. Peter says, in 1,000 years when they find our skeletons, we'll be the T-Rexes of war games. Yeah. Little short arms. Just put a bit of glue on these ones. And then we'll this is when you get the filly, trying to line it all up first. Right. And then very carefully we try one at a time to angle these in. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and do it like this. And do it by hand. Obviously I'm doing everything by hand, but you know what I mean, like rather than relying upon it being on the bench. Oops, put that the other side. pin somewhere close. That's it. It'll all go in. I'll just need to clean that up a little bit. Looking good. St. Louis Keith says monster trucks were invented in St. Louis. Is the ground particularly bad, mate? Is that what it is? Or was there just lots of people made a lot of money from class action suits, so they all decided to go out and spend their money on monster trucks? Right. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I've got. Have I got one here? I don't know if this clamp will be big enough. I did use it for putting camera stuff together, but that might just hold it there and keep it together drying while I'm doing something else. Coolio. Right, let's have a little look. Assemble stairs are shown and fit in place, so you got to fit them in place anywhere. So what we'll do is we'll pop them into. In fact, you obviously want to see it on camera, don't you? I'm sure you didn't really want to see it on camera. Of course you didn't. So the kit is like that, and then these stairs, I'm going to leave that clamp on, just fit into. Actually, let me take that off. Whoops. They fit into there. Now I'm not going to glue them in. It doesn't say whether you should glue them or you shouldn't glue them, but I'm not going to because I want to be able to remove them to actually paint it. So we'll leave that one there. Right, and what it's telling me next is we need this piece. No, not this piece, sorry. It's the piece that looks like that piece, isn't it? Let's have a look. Whereabouts is it? There it is. Covered by the bit of tissue that I moved out of the way. Right. Christian sharing a link for Goblin. Thank you very much. Nigel says I'm playing a garden hose over Craig's fevered brow as we speak. Oh, I promise you, it'll be right. It'll be right. Let me just tighten that with that bit. We'll get there by the end. How are we doing for time? Oh, 10 o'clock. Is that all? I'd have been done quicker if I didn't have to build it twice. Right. That's that bit. Just clean these bits up. There we go. Right. And then we've got those three little parts which I knew I'd seen them ones somewhere. I need to clip these ones out as well. So these are little supports for the kind of the ring around the ladders, this health and safety and all that. Nigel says +1 for use of a clamp. It was pure luck that it was there, mate, to be fair. I was using it to hold a light earlier on, and then I went and got a tripod instead from my storage. So yeah, it was handy to have it. That's it. So pop those out. Oh, did I miss that one? Let's just do that one again. That's it. Still some stuff on that one. Nigel says you may need more clamps for the top pieces. Ah, nice one, mate. I'll take a look at those when we get to them. I don't know if I've got any clamps handy, actually, just the one at the minute, but I certainly have some upstairs, so if we need them, I might hold on that bit. So, folks, what are you painting tonight then? What have you been up to? What are you cracking on with a bit of building yourself? Are you painting? What are you lovely lot doing? Right, let's have a look at this. So, when that goes on in that place like that. Can I still get the ladders out? Let's have a look. Yes, I can. So, right. So I've got 4 of these, but it looks like there's only. It looks like there's 3 in the picture, but I can only see a room for 2. So, no, why? Because they go together. Yes. So these bits, folks. Let's get the handy cam in again. So these bits basically make like little strut supports. You can see how on the sides they're engraved on one side, not on the other. They basically glue together and then slot into that top ring support. So I was thinking I had 4, but I didn't need 4, but that's why. So a little bit of glue on those. Let's have a look at some of the chat here as well. Either that or tins of beans. I've got paint cans next door. They may have to do, mate. We'll stick some cans of paint on top. Right, where are we at? Matthew's painting. Oh, sorry, Peter's. Whoop, that one just jumped off the top there. Let me get back. Peter's slogging on with his British for the Zulu Wars. Matthew's painting Bellico. James has got his point of splashing Agrax on. I like that bit, mate, when you get to that bit. Very satisfying. Matthew's priming his Crypt Horrors. Ghost Winters is building up some Stormcast Eternals. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Nigel said I've got to look out some old 90s era figures for Craig's eldest to paint. So you're searching through the old stores there. Michael says the wall with the blood of my enemies. I'm working late, so same different. I thought about having a cool wall in here, you know, a bit like Top Gear, where they kind of like where they rank different types of cars and stuff. I thought about having a cool wall for games and stuff like that, but it might be too optimistic, a bit too adventurous. Right. So those 2 done. Right, looking at the picture, the little extra strut bits face out over. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a little dabble do it, as they say. What was that on? Was that on Brill Cream? I think it was an old Brill Cream advert, wasn't it? Right, let me take that ladders out a second while I do this. I knew glue was going to go splurging out of it there, so I didn't want it to stick to the ladders. And the same with the other one. Put that in there as well. Let me just scroll down a bit. Jill painting some beasties for Frostgrave and picked out a crew box and for Melee4. Nice one. Looking forward to seeing what everybody does. Tizzy Brain says no hobby for me, just work as usual. I tell you what, mate, we all have to do it. We've all got to do a bit of graft. Now we just clean that up a little bit. And we'll see where that part goes. I'll tell you what we'll do. Those go over there. So we'll put a little bit of glue on the back of this bit. Tiberius reminds me of old Alien Trilogy game on PS1 and Saturn. It's definitely got a kind of confined Aliens kind of feel to it, mate, hasn't it? I'll tell you what, it would be nice for a kind of some kind of Space Hulk type sort of game on it, wouldn't it? Right, this is just going to take a bit of wiggling. I'm sure there's a right way to do this that I'm not showing you, but it'll fit, so. Just a bit closer. I think I'm just not wiggling it quite right. There we go. That's it. Just needed a wiggle in the right way. Just clean some excess glue off. And then we can still fit the stairs in there as well. Nice one. Right. So we've got a few little bits, so you can see here, let me, we've got some supports to put in now. So we just need to clip those out. You can see them over there, so I'll put that over there to dry for a second. Let's have a look. Tony says, not painting the thing, had an unexpected dog sitting. I'm not upset though, excuse to delay painting this confounded Space Marine. You're really struggling with that one, mate, aren't you? I don't blame you. Like, if it's not your kind of thing, it's not your kind of thing. This is what you get for just being nice. Just clip these bits out. Bruce has finished with comic page. Now I'm going to start on my 5 parsecs crew. Nice one. Nigel says they're in 2 halves, so you get the engraving detail both sides. Thank you very much, mate. I kind of worked it out, I think, but yeah, it was. They look very nice. Lobin said, "I continue my current hobbying, but I'm waiting for dinner, and I'm too hungry / tired to continue at the moment." I find these days I can't eat late. We tend to eat quite early on. Normally because I've got a stream a couple of nights a week as well, so I don't like to kind of like finish my meal and then rush onto a stream. Otherwise, I'm sitting here with a belly full of food. But even generally, I think we're just kind of getting into that routine of eating a bit earlier. Let me scroll down the chat here. Blizzard says, very cool looking piece. Is there a website and do you ship to the US? I don't know about the shipping, mate, but the website is uncertainscenery.com. So you can go and check it out, mate. And even if they don't ship, mate, at least you can go and have a look at the cool stuff. Marcus says, I love the British Top Gear show. The American one's not as entertaining. I must admit, I have not seen Top Gear in such a long time. All Grand Tours, to be fair, which was the kind of like the Amazon version where they all when they got fired and all left. Ariel Sanchez, hi, I'm working on my Dead Zone starter set box. Thanks for that advice. You are very welcome, mate. So I also got a sweet deal on the Warpath Operation Heracles, is it? Starter set. I saw you posted in the what they call again, the Dead Zone Fanatics Facebook group. That's what I was trying to think of. So I'm glad you're enjoying your purchase anyway, mate. James Harrison, good evening. Welcome to the chat. This is first time here. Just been on your Armada hobby evening while painting some Armada and realised there'd be one live now. Thank you very much, mate. Welcome to the chat. Whereabouts are you? And are you still painting a bit of Armada at the moment? So hello, he says hello to you. Vigi says, interesting, I did an Underworld survey last week. 3 of the 4 least popular warbands were Stormcast. I was more than a little amused. I wonder whether that's just a factor of like they've had so many options, if you like, people just get a bit tired of them, or is it because they all look alike, if you like? There's not a lot of variety between them, even though they do different war bands. Tizzy Brindrin says, yes, that was a slogan for Brill Cream. Yeah, I thought it was. That's my old brain. I'm pretty good at like pub quizzes and stuff. I've got like loads of random knowledge that I remember that has absolutely no use in like day-to-day life. but works out okay for the odd pub quiz. Visi says the only sell because GW practically gave them away. I'm not sure about that. GW giving them away. Matthew, everybody's saying hello to James Harrison. Very nice of everybody joining in. Welcome to the chat. Michael says, right, last email dispatch, so that's me done. Thanks for the distraction. You are very welcome, mate. That's what I'm here for. Busey said, wiggle it just a little bit. I'm trying to remember who sang that now. Was it the Out Here Gang or something like that they were called? Right, let's have a look. So we've got 3 which have these like longer stems. Oh, interestingly, one faces the other way, and then we've got 3 of those as well. Right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at how we're supposed to do it, and let's not get it wrong. Right, okay, so I'll put this in the orientation that it is in the picture. I'll be able to see where it all fits. So we have, it says, glue in the end supports. I'm assuming that those 2 go in that direction, so those 2 are there. So this one is the end support that goes in here. So I'll spin that around so you can see it. So this one is going to go into here. Oh, do I want that one? Yeah, I was trying to wonder whether you have the. It makes no difference, to be fair. I was going to say whether you have the burned part on the inside or the outside, but let's be honest, it's all going to get sprayed. So it won't make any difference. David says there are very atmospheric AVP photos on the Uncertain Scenery Facebook page and website. Yeah, I tell you what, when you get those low down atmospheric shots, mind, they really do kind of show this stuff off. They look rather awesome. So let's hope we can try and do it justice at some point in the future. Right, let's get that bit in there. Just seal that in. There's one in. We'll do the other one on the other side. Rob said, hello Rob, by the way, how are you doing? Says need to get some MDF more MDF terrain. Lord Maiden says, yeah, we'll be eating earlier too, but was put on someone at an appointment with a beauty person. I'm eating now. I'm assuming you were not the person that had the beauty appointment, mate. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Just the fact that you're here. That's what I meant. I realised as I was saying that, that could have sounded awful. That wasn't what I meant. Although I don't know. Maybe you've been sitting there getting your legs waxed, mate, have you? While we're streaming. Who knows? Whoops. Sorry, I'm just knocking the microphone there with my big elbow. James Harrison said, I am indeed got it Sunday and probably an evening off finishing the Orcs, currently in Kent, will normally live in Bradford. Well, hello, mate. Welcome to the chat and the hangout. Make yourself at home, pop your feet up, if I can find the camera to look at. Yeah, make yourself at home then. Tonight, we're building some Uncertain Scenery. So that is not I'm not confused what I'm building. That's the name of the company that makes the scenery. So yes, that's what we're doing. And what you missed earlier was me putting a fundamental piece in the wrong way around, and then just carrying on until we got way into the build, and I realised I'd done it wrong, so I had to go back and change it. So yes, we all make mistakes. Got that longer piece across the other side. Christian sharing the link there for Amazon, my Amazon affiliate. Thank you very much, Christian. If anybody is shopping at Amazon, if you shop through my link, you pay exactly the same price. You get exactly the same delivery. Except I make a small commission just for kind of sending you that way. So what it means is you can help fund the channel, keep it going, without it costing you a penny extra. So it's a nice little way to help me out whilst not costing you any money at all. You can always save it in your Save it in your favourites. That way you'll always remember to click it. Thanks, Christian, for sharing that. Marcus says, yeah, don't get me started on random useless information. I haven't too. I can see it is any Pokemon game or anime quiz. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just have a memory for things like song lyrics, like random, not like historical stuff. And I'm not really kind of up on my sport and stuff, but music, films, film quotes, random kind of just bits of useless information. Yeah, I don't know why, but I am. Maybe that's just my superhero skill. Ghost Whiteness says, yeah, only reason I bought those Stormcasters, they're fairly cheap and they're my first miniatures. I actually don't mind them. I actually quite like them, but they are everywhere. They are kind of poster boys, but yeah, I don't actually mind them. I'm not sure I want to paint an army of them at the minute, but that's more my stuff. Tizzy Brains says, I'm the same way. I usually kill our trivia. I describe it like this useless fact stick to my brain like objects to Katamari. Objects to Katamari is a very polite way of saying something that my granddad used to say when I was younger. It sticks like shit to a blanket. Yes, but objects to a Katamari is a much more friendly and geeky way of saying the same thing. Right, that's that bit done. Are we on to the last page? We bloody are, you know. We bloody are. Now, none of these bits that we're going to do now actually sort of stick down. I think these are all removable parts. So let me just move some bits out of the way while we do this. I'll move this over to one side. Now it says you can, at this point, you can put these Perspex bits in, but I'm going to leave them out for the moment because we'll be spraying it, so I don't want to pop them inside just yet. I'm not going to spray it tonight, obviously, but we will be at some point. Nigel says, I tried to post a link to a pic, but I think it's locked down. Yeah, I don't think chatters can post external links, mate. I think that's the way that YouTube's set up, just to stop people like spamming unsavory content, shall we say. There we go. Smoke break for Peter. RJC Models, good evening to you, mate. John Estel says, what's this Brill cream? No use for me. Not for me anymore, mate. It used to be in my younger days. These days, not so much. Oh, let's we go. Right. So when you clip them out, it all drops to pieces. Let me flip that one over. There we go. Right, and we've got these little pieces here, folks. Let me get these under camera. And I will show you them. So these little pieces here are basically joining pieces that help you join the different, like the boards together when you have more than one board. If you're joining like 4 boards together, they help you do that. And I'll put them bits to one side for now. Have we got other pieces? So this is glue the 2mm element. Okay, so what we do is, so these are like basically a bit thicker parts, and then we have, let me just click that piece as well. We have like kind of cover pieces that go with them, which are these pieces, these bare plates. So we have a piece like that, and then that bit goes over the top as like to cover that one, but we'll clip these ones out first before we get to that. So we've got these big pieces here as well. We'll clip through them. Christian sharing the link for Uncertain Simulator. Thank you very much, mate. Lord Main says, I know what you mean. Give me until Sunday morning. I'll show you some results. Yes, I wasn't trying to be cheeky, mate. I just meant that you were here with us. Right. Just got to try and find these little bits to clip out. Yeah, there's one there. Where's the next one? Oh, there's one there. So that piece out. It's that piece out. It's that piece out. And then this one's got a couple of bits on it as well. So a quick question, folks. How's the stream been tonight? Has everything been pretty stable? Everything video-wise looked okay? Sound been all right? I'm just curious because I'm a bit of a test tonight, really. Obviously, I've unplugged everything. I've moved sort of all my equipment over, so it's just double checking that it's all working okay. Where are we up to here? Pampering nightmare. Nigel saying, don't glue the lid on if you want to fit the perspex. Yes, I wasn't going to fit the lid on, mate. I was going to leave that one off because I think you can remove it anyway, don't you? So glue the 2mm elements, making sure they're flush to the edge of the top boards, not obstructing the clip slots. So the clip slots are the bits I was just talking about, folks. So what you can see here, let's get the camera down. What you can see here in the edges is basically how we would join two boards together. So as an example, if you had two boards, they would butt up against each other, and then those if I can get it on the camera, those parts there are the bits that would clip it all together. So right, so let's start with this big piece here. I think this is the part where we were talking about putting tins of beans on them and stuff and clamps. So we ain't got them handy at the moment, so we're just gonna glue them, and then I think we'll just do it. We'll get on and do it. Oh, helps if you open the glue up. Put a few splodges on that, and then we'll just put some just on these parts, just help stick it down. I'll tell you what, for all this sticks it down really well, this Gorilla wood glue. It's really quite thick. Like I said before, I've not used this before for building MDF, but I thought it might be a bit stronger. So put these around. Getting there now. We're cooking on gas now, folks. Right. And then we'll pop that bit on. Make sure it's lined up. Like that. Yeah, so obviously at this point, folks, I'd recommend if you're building it, put some weight on it just while it dries. I'll probably do it after the stream. To be fair, I'll put some bits of sort of something heavy on them. I'm just gonna clean up some of the little bits of glue there. Right, let me just. Let's have a little look. Nigel Coxon, corners. Yes, thank you. Barry said, Barry, I have a veritable wellspring of useless information too. Good. Lucky to be us. Call him Reese. I'll have to try and remember that, Reese. Lobbins, I know, but just wait another go on Saturday. A nice one. Bomber Steve says, good day all. Build is looking great. Thank you very much. Reese says, only just joined and good this end. Nice one, mate. Everyone's saying, yeah, nice and smooth. Good. All looks good. Loving handy cam. It's quite nice to be able to just, if I've got something to show you, to just be able to sort of take it, like grab a camera and get you in nice and close and show you it close. Right, that's that bit there. So we do the same with this one. Potato Brain saying, yeah, looking good. Bruce, you have the bail. Thank you very much for coming in, mate. James is saying it's good as well. Loving everything's been stable. When you show those stabilizer pieces with the small cam, I think it could have been too close. Yeah, quite possibly, mate. I think it's like those, like I said before, the webcam is pretty good for close-up shots. As soon as you kind of move stuff a little bit too fast, it gets a bit pixelated because I don't think the sensor in the camera is sort of good enough to kind of keep up. But then as soon as you kind of get still and it manages to focus on whatever you're trying to look at, I think it's pretty decent at that point. But yeah, I think it just sometimes it takes a little while for the camera to catch up. But it's better that than not at all. I think it's nice to show off some of the details and things. I wouldn't want to use it as like a full-on painting camera, but it's nice to be fair, those cameras are not bad. I did like loads of my original live streams with those cameras before I kind of spent money on capture cards and bought like better cameras and things. I did loads and loads. I did loads of videos, to be fair, using them as well. So they're not a bad webcam. I mean, things have changed. Everybody's wanting 4K and fancy stuff now these days. YouTube's changed a lot, but when I first started, that was more than good enough. Right, there's that one. Put that one over there as well. Next. Right, let's have a look at this one. That way around there. I'll tell you what I haven't been checking. Not that I think it makes any difference, or it might make a difference. It didn't for those two, but for this one it could make a difference because obviously I can spin it around that way, or I can spin it around that way. So I better just double check this one. But for the other ones, because they're a bit of a funny shape, there's only one way they could go. So we'll check on this image, and it is that way. So, Johnson, terrain looks awesome for Dead Zone. I think it's kind of certainly designed with Dead Zone in mind, mate. Like I said, I don't know if you missed it at the start, mate, but it does have the 3x3 grids on it. So yeah, it's perfect for that, buddy. Jill saying, yeah, everything looked good. Nice one. Barry saying, everything looks kind of on my phone. Not watching a big screen though. Pesky thing won't be going on. No worries, man. To be honest, it's handy to have people watching it on different devices, just to see sort of, because the sound is different on different devices. Like there's sometimes I'll watch something on my phone and then switch it over and watch it on TV or watch it on an iPad, and the audio is like louder or quieter, or it's amazing how different things can end up on YouTube's. Nigel says, this is where the clamps might come in handy. Yeah, I thought it must be, mate. I thought it must be. So I'll just clean that up a little bit. Tissue stuffed up there. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of get them together and show you them on the finished build, and then I'll probably after the stream stick some weight on them and make sure that they seal down better after that. Craig saying the original ones were specifically designed for Dead Zone. These are a different version. Yeah. I assume that's where the far away bit comes from, is it, mate? So just dabbing a bit of this glue about. And then we'll spread it out a little bit. Nobody seems to have had any issues. Good stuff. James says, yeah, stream's been really solid, mate, and audio's been good. good. Christian's in his cream cracker. He's off. Thank you very much for your help tonight, mate. Much appreciated as always. Looking forward to seeing you. Christian's going to be paying me a visit in the near future when the world allows. So yeah, hopefully we might even record something together, mate, while you're here. So looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Take care. Enjoy work tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Yeah, we've been trying to organise something before the world lockdown. Never managed to get it sorted. So yeah, we'll take the opportunity as soon as we can, basically. Nigel says, gluing up the edges will maximise the lifetime of the top lids. Perfect, mate. Perfect. I will do that. Reese is saying Gorilla Glue is good, but it does drink back when it's dry. All good. I use it for buttonholes. Or shrink back, sorry, yeah. Yeah, shrink back. John saying, hey, BlackJack, what you building? I'm building some terrain, mate. I'll show you in a second when I just get these last couple of bits glued together, because essentially these are the last couple of bits, and then I can kind of show you the finished piece. So that's that bit there to dry. And then we've got this last piece here as well. And again, that one can only go one way. So I'll just get this one. Spread this glue out a bit. And then we'll put that piece on. And then, folks, we are done. So let me just clean up this. So let me pop some of this stuff out of the way, and I can show you what we have now. So what we've built tonight is, so we've got this piece of scenery here. Let me move some of these pieces out of the way so it's not distracting for the camera. Move them down here. Must remember I still need those clips. And then if I have a look at the image and see how it all goes together. So this piece goes across the top. Now there are all little clips underneath where it drops into. So for example, that drops into the corner there, that drops into the corner there. Like that. And then the square piece I've just done drops into this corner. Or it will if I get it the right way around, that way. And that's it. Sunday Sykes says, just woke up, what we're doing, friends. We're just popping together the last piece of terrain. This bit here is a little bit more of a, it's not a snug fit as such, but it's probably more to do with the way I've built this, to be honest. That's it. Is that sitting on there? There we go, that's it. There's it. Little bits of glue squeeze because it's still wet. And then we've got these pieces as well. So this bit goes across the walkway. So where does that cutout go? Does that cutout go? The cutout goes that way, like that. And then this bit will go here. And then this bit, oh, is that one not down properly there? I'll finish this bit off here. To be honest, this is just going to, that's it. It'll just hold it together anyway while I show you. That bit drops into there, and then that bit drops into there. So what you can do, if I can just get it on. There we go. So what you can do, folks, if I just show you the down overhead as well, you can see there. So you can still see that there is still the 3x3 kind of grids there as well if you're using them from a dead zone point of view. And then we've got the board here. You can obviously, I don't know how light it's going to be, but we can try and get down there. Actually, just let me just screw this off so I can get down low. Sorry if that's making you a bit dizzy there. So you can see. Actually, I wonder if I can let me use another torch. You can kind of see. Let me do it that way. There you go. You can kind of see inside there as well. So you can play it inside the board. Obviously, there's comes in from this side as well. You can see the ladders there as well. And then basically what you can do is you can also these are removable. So these bits, obviously, so you can play inside the board. These bits can come off. And then obviously these bits you can glue down if you want to, but if you want to put lights inside, then basically don't glue these bits down. I'm not sure what I'll do at the minute. I might glue them down, I might not glue them down, but that's it. There was one bit that was a bit. I just needed a little bit of a helping hand there. That's it. These bits just a bit at the front there as well. Just needs to. I think it just needs to kind of clip in. It's just the little bits. That's it. So yeah, so that's what we've been building, and obviously, as I mentioned before, these little cutouts here is where you join the different boards together. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces off, folks, and I'm going to put a little bit of weight on them overnight, just to keep them sorted. And I think what we'll do is we'll put some paint cans on these ones overnight, like I say, just to make sure that they stay nice and flat. Because what I don't want to do is some of these, where there's any glue kind of squirted out, I don't want them to actually end up sticking to the other parts. So yeah, so that's what we've built tonight, folks. How was that? Let's try and catch up with a chat tonight. Normally I have a bit of a break, but I've been ploughing on with that one. I've really enjoyed building that tonight. Let's have a look in the chat and see who we've got. Right. John says, okay, I'm getting a better idea. I love making scenery as a palette cleanser between projects. Yeah, Barry says that might not be bad for Necromunda, please. It would look great for Necromunda. I mean, to be honest, let's just, so you can see, I mean, obviously this one is a T-junction piece, but there's some straight through pieces and stuff. Like I say, you can obviously, you can take out these side panels as well if you want to, if you were joining boards together. So you could literally play like right inside of here is a room as well. So these pieces come out, those through pieces come out, but I thought I'd build one with the pieces in and maybe build one with the pieces out so we can see how they look on both sides. But yeah, being able to put like lights and stuff inside here is a nice option and stuff. So as I don't know if anybody kind of saw these as well, there's some little perspex bits as well that basically go into, he says, trying to fumble one in. Let me just, oops, as the steps just fell there because I turned it over. So yeah, it's always when you try to do this live on camera, isn't it? That's it. Put the fingers at the map. Let's do a different one. There you go. So they slot into there. So if you were putting a light in behind it, let's see if it'll work with my torch. So you can kind of see it's got a nice kind of filtered light coming through there. So if you put one of those, what they called like the little battery operated tea lights, you put one of those in there, it'll look rather nice. So yeah, that is the first bit of kit I've built from Uncertain Scenery, and I'll be what I should say was I've been really happy with how it went together. I made a small mistake at the start, but luckily somebody was there to correct me. Would have been a bit of a nightmare if I'd gone any further, but I think what I probably would have ended up doing is probably carving out the back pieces just so that the ladders fitted in, but we got there in the end anyway. And as you'll see, if you follow Christian's link above, we have a customer gallery. You can also find Uncertain Scenery page and chat on Facebook. Yeah, please do that. There's a couple of Facebook pages. One is obviously the Uncertain Scenery Facebook page, and then there's kind of like a customer, like a community kind of chatting page as well. So yeah, please do join them. And again, if you do join after seeing this stream, please tell them where you heard about it. It just gives the team over at Uncertain Scenery a little bit of idea of kind of what reach marketing has and stuff like that. Nigel saying the old tailors here, it'll loosen with wear. Yeah, it's obviously there's a little bits to kind of like file off and stuff. I think I forgot to kind of rub down these edges as well when I was putting them together, in the excitement to want to get it finished. So yeah, we'll finish those ones off tomorrow, I think. David says we call that the money shot. Yes, we do, my friend. Nigel saying good job. Thank you very much, and thanks for organising to send it over as well. It's been awesome to build it. I hope folks have liked it. Peter says liking the new roving cam. Yes, it's nice to have it, isn't it? John says I have several of those Technolog sets from Russia. I bought back before times, and I've been angling on using a full board, but finding a place to store it will be an issue. I think it depends, because these break down into like a 1 foot by 1 foot square, and because obviously they're flat on top, you'll be able to stack these as well. Obviously for me personally, having storage here is not too much of an issue. But if you're into certain, if you play games like Star Wars Legion, if you're playing games like Dead Zone, if you're playing Core Space, like Core Space works on a grid as well, and obviously there's grids marked on here as well. Core Space works on a grid, I think it does. But like even just board games, if you're playing, what's it called, Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core, as you can see here as well, if I pop back over here, you can see that the top boards here all have the 1 inch square grids, and the bases do there as well. So if you're playing board games, if you're making something for your own set of rules as well, any of these kind of 5 parsecs from home, Stargrave, anything like that, these would really set a game off. And for not a lot of money, actually, you got yourself a really nice looking. You can get like a set of these, like sort of 4 boards, and you got yourself a nice 2x2 board set for not a lot of money. James Harrison says that's pretty awesome. Loved looking in the model. Yeah, what I plan to do is to get them sprayed up as well, and give them a bit of a, like, nothing too complicated really, just to show you how easy they are to put these, to get these looking good. Because terrain's a funny one. You can spend a lot of time on terrain, but what you don't want to do is to take, could hear some weird squeaking there. You don't want it to take away from the game itself. It's actually sometimes nice that the terrain almost kind of like is a backdrop to your game, as opposed to the centerpiece, if you like. So yeah. Peter saying looking good. Barry says hire some lab mice and put cameras on their backs. That's a bit extreme, mate. David says new studio looks great. Thank you very much, David, appreciate it. Ghost Witness says excellent stream as always, fantastic little kit. That camera shot inside was top notch. It looks amazing unpainted and will only look better when painted. It's nice to be able to kind of like to have those kind of like those shots and stuff, and you know for a fact if you buy one of these, what you're going to be getting down low, kind of taking those camera shots and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks awesome, doesn't it? Mark's saying damn Raging Heroes just showed their May 3D prints and they're cool. St. Louis Key says got it built, time to break it. You're not wrong, mate. Reese saying you can get filament LEDs that would look cool in there. Yeah, I think I'd probably just go with like tea lights, mate, something like that. Like it's nothing too overly fancy. Craig says nice one, Andy. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate you sending it over. Throat Sauce says I can see Hive Scum and Dead Zone Denzias stalking each other already. There's so many different kind of like themes that it would work with, especially with the grid on the board as well. If you do a sci-fi RPG like sort of thing, Aliens is a fantastic RPG. Star Wars RPGs, anything basically that's set in space, this would be an awesome place to kind of have your battles. Star Saga will be working to a degree. I forgot about Star Saga, mate. Yeah, you're right. John says, I imagine these MDF kits are less expensive than other manufacturers. You'll find that they're really reasonably priced, mate. If you check out the website, you'll be able to see for yourself. Like, cost of something is always like value is a personal thing, so I can only tell you what I think personally. What's one person's bargain is another person's most expensive piece of thing ever. So I personally think that they're really well priced. Nigel saying spray cans work well for overall colouring, but you can add fine detail if you mind. To be honest, mate, what I'm kind of thinking is sort of spray cans to get the bulk of it down and a little bit of shading. And I think I'll come in with sort of with the airbrush and pick a few bits out, and then come in with a brush and maybe do things like let's get the shaky hand cam back. So things like where we've got, you know, like kind of like the buttons and stuff on the doors. I'll pick some of those bits out. Maybe kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? So pick out some details, maybe some bits of graffiti and things like that. Put little, you know, like kind of posters, like propaganda posters and stuff. But there's loads of opportunities. Maybe even around here, maybe like sort of highlight it so it looks like it's like, you know, like with like a bright green or something like that. So it looks like there's like little lights or something like that on it. But yeah, there's loads of opportunities to paint some bits and pieces. I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And then obviously with the grates on the top as well, there's an opportunity to kind of to really sort of spend a bit of time on those. But I think spray cans and an airbrush is going to be my friend for this one, I think. Tiberius saying glorious, Craig. Yeah, mind on spray to do the back as well. Yeah. Sunday Tyke says Starfinder RPG would go well. James is saying loving the Stargrave idea. Peter says Aliens RPG came to my mind. Fiji says perfect time and team complete. Nice one. Reese is saying, would you seal it with a diluted PVA so it doesn't warp? I must admit, I've never really sealed my MDF stuff. I tend to find that like a coat of spray paint really is almost like as a prime and spray. Craig will tell you better. Obviously, I'm no expert obviously with that, but just from experience, I've never had to seal anything before. Oh, Nigel saying there, if you go light with the spray, you won't lose the etch detail. Yeah, I've found that as well, mate. If you kind of just give it a dusting as opposed to kind of, you don't want to black the whole thing out. Yeah. Tony saying, finish the bats, rats, cats, skeletons, and a couple of heroes and vampire wolf dude for Curse City. Over halfway through, you were smashing through it, man, aren't you? Let me go back to this main cam here. Nigel saying, no need to seal, can go straight on with the spray can. That's what I thought, mate. David says, I haven't needed to seal mine. Best cans from the range. Works are good. And I've never tried the stuff in the range. I always use Halford's. It's like an auto store in the UK, and I tend to use their black primer and stuff like that. But yes, I think I'll certainly be doing something like that. So, folks, please do me a huge favour. Head over to the Uncertain Scenery Facebook page. Drop them a like. If you're heading over to their Facebook page, which is like more their community stuff and things as well, please tell them where you saw the scenery and stuff. And it's always good to kind of obviously to get more folks over to see their stuff, and it also helps me out by telling people where you saw it. And yeah, how are we doing for time? We're kind of wrap up now. I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing good timing wise. High Court Nigel saying High Court. I've seen that somewhere. I can't think where I've seen it for sale. Tiberius is always prime the whole thing, even the bottom. That's enough sealing. Yeah, actually that is a good shout. Sometimes sealing just the top and not the bottom can sometimes cause some warping and things. I think the thing with this one is it's like, as an example, because it is supported, around the edge as well. It's not like this bit isn't lying flat against the ground, if you like. So these are almost holding it in a frame and stopping it from warping as well. So I think you'll be pretty. So I mean, this is not even properly dry yet, and it's pretty rock solid there. Not too bad at all. 2. Jill saying another great chilled out stream. Thank you very much. Reese saying, oh yeah, the high cost stuff from the range is awesome. High cost stuff. Tiber said, as long as you cover all the MDF when it's stable. Yeah, I'm interested to see a game played in the scenery in the future, Andy. 100%, mate. I'd be mad not to play a game on this scenery. So yeah, I mean, obviously we've got our lovely setup here now with our fancy camera angles from above and all that kind of stuff. So the plan is basically to get this room completely finished, get it all dressed, get it all sounded there, the sound sorted out if it needs it when it's done, and then by May time we can start to get start to get people to my home. So obviously like my oldest sons, Sam and Adam, my brother-in-law, start to get some friends around as well, sort of like local folks and things. And then as things start to release a little bit more and open up a bit more, we can start to get some folks over to start to play some games. My lads have just about finished their A levels now, so getting ready for uni. They've got quite a big chunk of time off, so I'm hoping to film quite a few bat reps and get a few in the bank, so that we can kind of sort of drip feed them out over the summer. So yeah, that's the plan basically. So I'd be mad not to get this stuff painted up and use it on a stream as well. And it'll look fantastic even for taking shots of minis and stuff as well, like social media stuff, tracking shots, things like. Actually, I wouldn't even mind playing a game of Infinity Code 1 or something like that on this as well. Just like have a different height terrain and stuff, being able to go down low, and some of the dead zone terrain on the top layers as well to build up some height and things. Like a game of Code 1 on a 2x2 board might be quite interesting, really. So that might be an option. Yeah, because the boards, or the way the boards are laid, they don't really warp. Yeah. Nigel saying there's no harm done by sealing them, but we haven't had a problem. Yeah, I mean, I know, and people say that MDF like eats up paint and stuff like that, but I've always found that like by the time you kind of come in and start like watering down PVA and spraying it on and brushing it on or whatever it is, like you might as well have just sort of sprayed it twice if that's the case. I don't find it's not much of an issue really. Probably saying I'll come over, mate, for sure. I'm off Facebook now, so just message me on Insta. Will do, fella, definitely will do. Someone says for moderate donations I'll fly over from Australia to give you a game. I'm sure we can arrange something, mate. We have a GoFundMe. But yeah, I mean obviously Christian's coming up in June. I think he's coming up. So Christian's coming over and he's going to come for a few days. So that'll be nice. We'll probably get some stuff done, even if we get like some podcast stuff done together. If we get some live stream, I don't know if we'll get live stream because he's here over the weekend, but we'll maybe do some filming and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And then once I've got some time back, I mean I've literally been ploughing every minute of every day into getting this room ready, because what I don't want to do is like take until August to get this finished. I want this finished for when people can come and play. So that's why the videos have been a little bit light of late. That's why I've been a bit delayed with getting this made, just because I've been ploughing every minute into that. I've been doing my Monday and Wednesday live stream, but the videos have been pretty much on hold until I can get this room finished. But I'm getting really close to it now. The fact that I can stream in here tonight is a real kind of step forward, really, and the fact that it doesn't look too awful. So Vijay says he's using his Gobbo sprues, making sprue goo. Nigel says there's MDF and MDF, some cheaper grades of porous. I think that's probably what people have experienced, mate. Many light coats work better than a heavy one, you're right. Krabby says I'll come and grab a coffee when Christian comes up. Yeah, definitely, mate, you'll have to. Like I say, he's coming up. I think he's flying up on the Friday and he's flying back home on the Sunday. So my plan is basically we'll obviously play some games and bits and pieces. June, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the weather's nice. So we'll probably crack up on the barbecue as well, and you're more than welcome to come along and come and have a drink and that with us, mate. Jim says, so planning to sail with hairspray, not PVA, 2 minutes before rattle cannon. Anyway, we'll check out the website. Nice one. So then, I think we'll call it a wraps there. Thank you very much to both Craig and Nigel for organising and sending me this terrain over. Please do check out uncertainscenery.com and you can see this stuff for yourself. Thank you to all of my Patreons as well who continue to support me. It very much is massively appreciated. Thanks to the folks who've donated through Super Chat tonight as well. All those things help keep this keep this kind of, what I would say is independent. Companies do send me stuff to take a look at. That's kind of part and parcel of what I do. I can't afford to buy everything to show you. So companies sending me things that I can review and take a look at is part of that. But I don't take any payments from those companies. I don't do sponsored videos for those kind of products. And some other channels do. So what it allows me to do is to be completely independent and funded by the community, basically. So if you do want to help out, please do check out the Patreon. It's patreon.com/BlackJack Legacy, and from $2 a month you get access to our private Discord, which is kind of like this chat that you've had tonight, really, except it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because we've got folks from all over the world, so there's always somebody in there chatting. I will see you all next Monday, so have a beautiful weekend, folks. Make the most of any nice weather that you have. Thanks for coming in tonight, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching my video. I hope that you really enjoyed it, and if you did, why not consider clicking on the suggested video below to see more of the work that I've done. If you'd like to support the long-term sustainability of this channel, why not consider checking out my Patreon, where you can pledge and support from as little as $2 a month, and there is lots of different tiers and bonuses which will give you access to a private Discord server. It will give you free t-shirts, free mugs, a podcast every month, and a number of other things, including getting your name at the end of every video, like these awesome folks who already support me now.